Hello, I'm Dr. Arthur Abrom, Superintendent of the Lebanon School District. With the calendar turning to March, spring is nearly upon us again, and among the many joys that this season always brings with it is the annual LHS musical. We're very excited to bring you this year's musical, Once on This Island. The show, which tells a story of love, sacrifice, and the importance of always following one's heart, is set to run from Thursday, March 17th through Sunday, the 20th. You won't want to miss it, so be sure to reserve your tickets. Now here are WLHS reporters Ava and Carmia with more.
A stranger in white in a car going somewhere, going far.
The LHS musical, Once on This Island, is coming soon. We sat down with some cast members and the musical director, Mr. Namoli, and asked what we can expect from the musical.
Hello, today we are with Avery. You play what role?
I play Timoon.
She plays lead in Once on This Island. What do you think people watching the play should expect?
A lot of dancing. It's definitely an ensemble-driven show, so there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of things going on all at once, and just keep your eye out for different things like that.
You said that it is an ensemble-driven show. What does that mean?
So a majority of the cast kind of pulls the show along. It's not just the lead characters, it's everyone else in the cast that makes up the show, and people are always on stage, other than the lead roles. So everyone contributes, and it's very it doesn't depend on the lead roles.
How do you think her character is going to improve through the show?
She definitely will learn a lot of lessons about life very quickly. She's starts off the show very innocent and doesn't know a lot about life, but she quickly learns some tough lessons.
Okay, we are with Freddie, and you play who?
Daniel Bozon.
What should the audience expect?
Lots of dancing, lots of things they wouldn't normally hear in a musical, singing wise. There's a lot of singing where not many people would hear on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, we're with Mr. Namoli, the director of the musical Once on This Island.
You got it.
What should we expect?
This it's a really cool show. I think it's a lot different compared to some of the other stuff that we've done in the past. It's set on a Caribbean island, so the music is all calypso music. So you can expect some steel drum kind of stuff going on, and there's a lot of interesting vibes in the music I think that you can listen for. And then, as Freddie and Avery also said, there's tons of dancing, and the dancing isn't the typical musical theater dancing. We have a wonderful choreographer, and we have a lot of kids that have been working really hard on the choreography. And the choreography is very rooted in the Caribbean tradition, so it's authentic, which is super cool.
If someone doesn't know about everything that's going on in the musical, when they look at a musical, they see everyone upstage. But what about the people behind the scenes?
Oh, there's a lot that goes into it. We have a good team of people that do a lot to make sure that all of that behind the scenes stuff gets pulled off and looks cool. So that you're looking at all the people on stage, but you're not paying attention to, or you might not be thinking about the costumes that they're wearing, where they got those, how they did their hair. You're not thinking about how the set was built. You're just saying, oh, that looks really cool. How did they get that tree up there? Well, that took a lot of time and a lot of people that donated their time or worked really hard to make it look that way.
How did you guys choose this musical?
I first of all want this story to be real and have some meaning, and then we look at the music. Is the music cool? Are the kids going to like it? Or are we going to like teaching it? So this show, I saw it when it was in Hershey 3 years ago, the revival tour, and it was excellent. And me and Mrs. Hefner, who I text back and forth with all the time about shows, we were just both man, that show's so cool. We've got to do it at Lebanon. Our kids would kill it. And there you go.
A juicy mango, a lovely mango, a poison mango. Drop the mango. Boom!
Avery, Freddie, and Mr. Namoli also shared with us how they feel about the musical.
What are you most excited for?
I'm most excited to just be in my last show here at LHS, and with after having like some odd years because of COVID, finally getting the groove back and getting back into things like we did before the pandemic.
What are you most nervous for as the show is coming up soon?
I am most nervous for the amount of singing that I have to do, especially because it's more difficult than I'm used to doing by myself.
I'm excited to perform. Especially last year it was weird with COVID and like we weren't able to have like the full like, I don't know what the word is, but like
Experience.
the full experience of like performing with like a huge audience. Like we had to like shorten our audience number way down.
If you had to play any other character, or like audition for any other character, what would it be?
I would say Agwe, the god of water, or even Tauntaun, which is Timu's father.
Why?
Those two roles, I guess I can relate to as much as I relate to Daniel on occasions. Daniel, he can be emotional. I'm emotional. Tauntaun, he's fatherly figure, and I think I can portray that. And Agwe is just like this powerful, like, oh.
As the play is coming up soon, what are you most excited for and nervous for people to see?
That's a loaded question. I am most excited for people to experience a show that I think many people haven't heard of, and it's very cool. It's basically the story of the Little Mermaid, but retold in a Caribbean way. And it's not the Disney Little Mermaid, so it's like the original Little Mermaid that has a little bit of a darker ending, and it's a little bit more realistic. I'm excited for people to see the story because we think as a cast and as a group that the story is very powerful.